David, again, on his own, you know, being amazing and evil as he is, searches deep within, you know, the confines. He opens up another door, and the little scouter thing, like, rushes through. It starts scanning everything, and he finds this giant control room. And, like, and these incubation... again, the more sleeper pods that they have on the ship, but these contain the giant motherfuckers. He watches another hologram videotape of one of the aliens basically activating the control room and pressing stuff, and it's like kind of like this giant keyboard thing, and of course David being, you know, an android, which they have lacked to say in this movie. They've only used the robot word probably twice in this entire movie, and I don't know, it's kind of like avoiding the Z word in other zombie movies. Like, in Quarantine, they wouldn't use the zombie word. So, again, being amazing, he knows how to turn on the control panel, but, you know, he has to go back and relay this information because he's had this scene with Bitchface, who's like, you know, I can't believe you're going through with this, like, God, I hate you so much, and he's like, well, you know, I'm just doing my job, it's what I do. And because they're obviously planning something, and they want answers, it's really non-threatening to what the hell is really going on. You don't have much of an antagonist in this movie, other than, big shocker, what the blondes in this movie are going to try to pull on the rest of the noble scientists. The main expedition crew, again, does their study, and Elizabeth, or Shaw's boyfriend, ends up keeling over, and they need to take him back. So they try to. Blonde bitch has been mostly on the ship the whole time, and, like, has the right idea of knowing that something is really wrong with Shaw's boyfriend, and meets them as they are about to dock onto the ship through their giant garage thing. She pulls out a flamethrower. And this isn't like The Thing, you know, John Carpenter's The Thing, where you need a flamethrower in the Antarctic sometimes. I mean, it sounds irregular. They had their scene where they're like, I need a flamethrower, or, he needs a flamethrower. A flamethrower? Like, what the fuck? But you might need something of intense heat for Antarctic pipe freezes. We can assume that. But why would you need a flamethrower on a peace mission on this ship? A ship that doesn't allow weapons, or a lot of them. A ship that doesn't have much of a first aid room other than the hospital bed mentioned at the beginning. And also doesn't have much of an artillery system for the ship, just in case something happens. Which, you know, as a spaceship, a defense system would be necessary, just in case you're facing asteroids, no less, that you need to blow up out of the way, or else you're going to die or get hit. Again, I don't know much about sci-fi. This is just the shit that usually goes down. So she pulls out a flamethrower, and she basically calls him out like, I'm not letting this motherfucker get on, because I know something's wrong with his body. Everyone else can get the fuck on, but this guy, no, he is over my dead body getting on. And Shaw, like a dumbass, is like, no, he needs to be treated, we need to get him on, and back and forth, and then Shaw's boyfriend is basically like, oh, just go. And she's like, okay. And then they go back on, and basically Bitchface pulls the flamethrower on him. And it gets him, and it chars him, he's burning alive. And we all have to watch this, and everyone else is just sort of grimaced and just sort of looking at this like, oh my god. But as far as his dead body goes, it's not really dead. You know, being charred to death, it just sort of unleashes the possessed alien mode. And then people pull out these like laser pea shooters and start trying to fire on the guy. On the ship, we learn that Shaw, after totally boinking her boyfriend, her alien impregnated, possessed boyfriend is that now she is pregnant, and a few months pregnant actually, and she sort of puts the pieces together, no thanks to David again, and basically this is where the hospital bed thing comes into play. She goes over to the giant doctor bed and types in that she needs a C-section, like now, because this thing is growing inside of her, and it's growing rapidly, and it's going to fucking kill her. But this is when the machine says, this medical tube is only operated for, or it can only be operated for men. And this puts two things into mind. One, why the hell would you only make one? Like, these are supposed to be rare machines, but why would you only make them for men? And two, actually, yeah, for men, when women seem to need just that one crucial surgery a little bit more sometimes. Or not. Okay, but two, why would Bitchface have a medical tube that works only for men? Now, this was actually really interesting because me and me and who I'm watching with, we're thinking to ourselves like, well, they could be trying to do this real cool thing where Bitchface is actually a man. And, like maybe she is, maybe not to say transgender, but maybe she actually is, both gendered. And that this is why she needed, this is why the tube she wanted specifically for her, because it can actually work, because inside she has male parts. We thought about that, but it doesn't really turn out like that. I mean, that would be too interesting for Prometheus. You'll have to excuse the camera moving. Shit. No, so she gets in, and she basically asks for herself to get cut open because there's an abnormality in her body. And she manages to get this to work, and she is, like, stabbing, like, needles and pain nullers into her body like no ordinary human would, and is pulsing with pain. This thing is moving inside of her, and it gets crazy. They numb the spot where she's gonna get cut open and basically take a saw to it. The most advanced medical machinery, and they take a saw to her stomach. And a giant robot hand comes in, and she's still alive, or she's still awake and looking at this. She is like that hopped up on painkillers and frickin', I don't know what else, but she's watching all this, and the metal hand goes into her, and it pulls out this little alien squid thing. It starts, like, squirming the fuck at her, and she doesn't want to be anywhere near it, and the medical tube is finishing up its job. It basically staples her stomach shut. Takes a laser to it and then just, like, staple guns her stomach. And this is when me and my wife we couldn't stop laughing at this. This was ridiculous. We couldn't take this seriously. Like, we just saw someone, like, taking drugs like a motherfucker, getting cut open and then stapling themselves. Not like this mechanical arm could have just gone, like, stitches or anything, but no, fucking metal staple. And that's that scene. That pretty much, again, keep in mind, alien squid thing plays a part in the rest of the movie.